Passive income isn't hard, it's imaginary. If it worked the way it's marketed, the internet would be full of quiet rich people. Instead, it's full of exhausted ones pretending they're free. Here's the pattern. Every time someone says they're building passive income, their life gets louder. More alerts, more urgency, more stress dressed up as momentum. Same ending every time. Work that never stops, income that never stabilizes, an identity that's too expensive to abandon. Those aren't accidents, they're the traps. Let's start with the most popular one. Trap 1. Dropshipping. CEO Delusion. You've seen him. Laptop, cafe, ocean in the background. Caption says multiple stores. Eyes say panic. Dropshipping works because it removes friction. No inventory, no shipping, no staff. Your brain fills the gap. I must be the boss. What I watched instead looked like this. A store launches, first sale hits, screenshot sent, dopamine spike. Then ads stall, refunds roll in, supplier delays. Now the phone never leaves his hand. Stripe refresh, ad dashboard, angry emails at 1 a.m. 6 weeks later, the store closes. Profit, $4. He doesn't quit because of the money. He quits because he can't explain it to people. This hurts, because quitting means admitting you weren't early, just late. Trap 2. Airbnb. Responsibility, wearing a smile. Airbnb sells control. Your place, your rules, your schedule. Until the messages start. I watched someone buy their first unit and call it Step 1 to Freedom. First booking feels real. Then reality leaks in. A guest can't find the lockbox. Another complains about noise that isn't there. A chair breaks. Accident. Your phone buzzes during dinner, then during sleep, then during everything. You stop relaxing because something might happen. Then regulations change. Fees rise. Bookings slow because everyone else had the same idea. You tell people it's passive, but you flinch every time your phone lights up. This isn't freedom. It's vigilance pretending to be leverage. Trap 3. Dividends. The slow realization. Dividends feel adult. Calm voices, no hype, just patience. You check your account. The dividend hits. $17. You feel embarrassed for feeling disappointed. So you tell yourself it's long-term. You watch videos about compounding. You imagine future you being grateful. Months pass. Years pass. The income barely moves. You're not failing. You're just learning the truth very slowly. Dividends aren't income at the beginning. They're a promise that requires silence. And silence is hard when you need proof. The humiliation isn't the number, it's pretending it's working, so you don't have to restart. Trap 4. Course selling. Monetizing the aftermath. This is where people pivot. They stop saying, I'm building. They start saying, I figured it out. The course launches. First sale hits, relief. Second sale, validation. Now they're locked in. Content every day, DMs never stop, calls where students ask questions he half knows how to answer. The course isn't passive. It's a performance. And here's the trap inside it. If students fail, it's not his fault. They didn't execute. So the model survives, even when results don't. He can't quit now, because the income is tied to the story, and the story is tied to who he says he is. The scariest part isn't selling hope. It's needing people to keep believing it. If this feels familiar, it's not because you're careless. It's because these traps don't exploit ignorance. They exploit ambition. And yes, you're somewhere in this picture. That's why it's uncomfortable. If you want more of this kind of dissection, subscribe. Not for motivation, for pattern recognition. Now the traps stop looking like businesses and start looking like mirrors. Trap 5. Status addiction. Mistaking visibility for progress. At some point, the money stops mattering. Proof matters. Proof you're ahead. Proof you're not average. Proof you didn't waste time. So you start posting. Progress updates, wins, screenshots cropped just enough to look impressive. The likes come in. The comments reinforce it. Now something changes. You stop asking, is this working? You start asking, how does this look? You keep going even when the income stalls, because stopping looks like failure, and failure would be public. The trap isn't chasing money, it's chasing applause you didn't know you needed. Trap 6. Identity lock-in. When quitting feels like death. This one is quieter. You don't just do the thing, you become it. Your bio changes, your vocabulary changes, your personality tightens around the role. You're the Airbnb guy, the dropshipping guy, the investing guy. Now failure isn't financial, it's existential. Admitting it didn't work feels like erasing yourself. So you double down, defend things you privately doubt, stay longer than you planned. This isn't optimism, it's self-preservation. The longer you play the role, the harder it is to admit it was just a costume. Trap 7. Success theater. Everyone pretending at once. This is the final layer. Scroll your feed. Everyone looks confident. Everyone's building. Everyone's grateful. Behind the scenes? Inconsistent income. Anxiety spikes. Fear of being exposed. But no one says that part. Because admitting instability would break the illusion. And everyone is invested in keeping it alive. So the performance continues. Everyone pretends. Everyone compares. The lie sustains itself. The scariest part isn't failing. It's realizing how many people are lying to survive. Zoom out. All these traps promise the same thing. Money without submission, status without permission, freedom without waiting. But they all take the same price. Your time, your attention, your ability to walk away. Real passive income exists, but it doesn't start with hustle. It starts with ownership so boring no one wants to film it. Most people don't stay trapped because they're losing money. They stay because admitting failure feels worse than bleeding quietly. So they keep going. Not for profit, for dignity. That's the real cost of the passive income lie. Stickman out.